Testing. Is the microphone working? Yeah? Okay then. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are coming on 5 a.m. here on October 3. I'm pretty sure today is Thursday. Yes, it is. It's Thursday today. And I just got to start out and ask, are you having a good time? Are you happy?
Yes! 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 Yes!
The week has gone pretty damn good. We started out ending September. 100% had to take it off on the call credit spread on Monday. 100% over on the bullish put credit spread. Yesterday on Tuesday, 2 days ago, Tuesday, I'm living in the past. 2 days ago, Tuesday, we continued with our 57.40, 57.35 that just continues to pay, even though we had the big gap up at 57.73. And you made 233%. That is $3.50 credit on a $1.50 risk of a $5 spread. Full credit. Yesterday as well. End of the day, it was a knuckle buster. You had your ass. Your little sphincter was puckered for about an hour and a half there into the close, but at 57.09.54 we closed at. You got your full 100%, $2.50 credit on your $2.50 risk over on those 57.15, 57.10 calls, and the 56.75, 56.80s that we started out the day with, we started out the night with. You got your, it's not bad, $1.50, 43%. But we're having a good time, right? We're having a good time, and everything's starting to work out. Well, I would suggest, if you get time, if it's not too busy for you, jump over there onto Twitter, go check onto that My Options Club, and just click the follow button. And it's quite funny because, over on Twitter, for those of you who are familiar with it, you can pin a post, and you could leave it there pinned. And I swear to God, I did not do this with any intent other than at the time, I was very proud of it for very good reasons. So I pinned it, and it's still there. The pinned post I have is from September 6th of last year. It's a year old. The 0 DTE SPX Credit Spread, 44.95 calls, 44.90 calls, $1.90 credit. Plus $5,000, and that's from Keith. His very first day in the room, the guy turns around and ba-bang, 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 makes $5,000 on his first day, 4,100, whatever it is. The guy has become a monster, as you have all seen, and that is exactly what everybody should be doing because, I can't make it too much simpler than what I already do. And it's not that I'm a genius or a magician. I just focus on doing one thing really, really well. So on the SPX, I will bring you here. I am watching this here. We've got 3 gap downs in a row. Not that that's significant, but we have 3 gap downs in a row. We got green close, red close, green close yesterday. We haven't gone anywhere. Look at this. We've still not yet got a minus 5,700 close. We can't get above that 67, 70, 60, 65. We can't. We're in this extremely tight range. And as I bring you over onto the charts, I'll show you 2 things are going to happen with that. But I bring you over here to the muscle of the market, that being the QQQ. 478.30, 477.40, 477.72. Again, something that is sticking out like a sore thumb. It's sticking out. Need to update this. Apologize. And not so much over with the Russell 2000, the IWM. John, excellent day yesterday. Mike, you're always on top of stuff, so fantastic. But I bring you over, as we're here, 56.88 right now at 5 o'clock in the morning. We were as low as 56.76.40. I bring you onto the charts and I show you why it's not so much that it's a concern, but it's something that is eventually going to give up. And that's what you will also be able to see. So I'm looking here at a 15-day, 30-minute chart, and I don't believe that we need that for the moment, so I'm going to go to a 10-day chart, and that will show us the FOMC meeting. No, it won't. Yes, it will. I need to zoom out. No, it won't. It's now been 2 weeks since the FOMC meeting, so there you go. 2 weeks of this just troll in this area. Now, what we have done is we have been able to get below the 10, below the 5. Yesterday, they never came into play. That little secret I shared to you yesterday never actually came to fruition, but the trade still was based off of that, and it still worked out 100% clean, full credit at the end of the day. The 20-day moving average is a 20-day period. So it's slowly moving upwards to the upside, very slowly, while the 10-day and the 5-day, having been stuck in this zone, will continue to kind of stay stuck in this zone. I don't believe you're going to have enough time to let the 20-day moving average move up so that it becomes very easy to break. So with today being jobless claims, tomorrow being the jobs, and then next week you get CPI before we get started into earnings season. Israel ain't doing shit. China ain't doing shit. Ukraine ain't doing shit. North Carolina ain't doing shit. The catalyst that will eventually bring us into this gap and down to that FOMC 56.37, 56.15, it's not something that you're looking at in front of you already. It's just going to appear. And that's the thing that we are tracking still, because the longer it takes for this to take place, the easier it is to have that bullish resurgence coming off of that. So monitoring it very closely. Over here on the DIA, again, same argument. Below the 5, below the 10, and more importantly, the 20 being way down below into the FOMC the day after the FOMC gap. We can't get below 420 with any kind of power whatsoever. And the 2 times we have gotten below 420, we're stalling right there, minus 419. So again, monitoring this very closely, because it's, again, not something that you're going to be able to see already coming. We're coming into, again, earnings and then OPEX, and you got the VIX expiration coming. When it hits, it hits. QQQ, a lot easier over on the QQQ. 485, 485, 485, bang, bang, bang. Now we're, again, trying to get into that gap, but holding off from going into that gap. And this is where your muscle is going to come from. When this gap is taken down, when it's an NVIDIA headline or an Apple headline that starts to trigger, then you start to get the other components, the Dow, the SPX. They start to follow in, because as you see, your 20-day moving average is slowly moving up, while you're pretty much abandoning now the 10-day and the 5-day, which were up there at 485 and will start making their way down. So litmus right here, this 480, 480, 40, litmus, but we've got to see something pushing down into that 470 for that 471 gap before we get any kind of trigger, because as you see here on the IWM, this thing is just slowly melting away. Slowly melting away. It's melting like an ice cube in Alaska in fucking February. You know, it's just not falling apart fast enough for anything other than that trigger there on Tuesday for a puts play, like on the QQQ, IWM, whatever it is. But this is where the spreads are really paying off, because credit spreads, you got a fixed amount. You need speed. You need distance when you're playing the single legs. And the short term, it's just not a great atmosphere right now until we get that trigger. But over on the Russell, 10 and 5 are inverted. That's very, very bearish to start with. Now we are starting to break down below the 20-day moving average, and the 50-day moving average is slowly moving into the picture. So we are starting to get a little tiny bit of a signal coming off of the Russell 2000, but that's about it. So yeah, here over on SPY, again, we don't focus on it. Some of you do trade it. You're in the same boat. You know, this 565, can't get into it yet. 565, you're looking at that 563, you fill the gap all the way down here at 561.34. So, you know, we're slowly taking it in, and here with the VIX, you know, showing you a zoomed out view, looking just at the last couple of days. Your big pop up there to 21, and we're holding above this 1845. So while 1845 isn't as significant as 1811 is, we're still pressuring, and spending a lot of effort pressuring for that downside move on the SPX, on the QQQ, on the SPY, on the DIA. And this VIX can't stay up here long without that move actually happening over there on the SPX. So, again, you know, you're a couple of enemies looking at each other, just, you know, nobody willing to shoot the first bullet. Apple, quick, like I said, you know, 225. There's your 225. Over on Tesla, as I was saying, you're well overexposed, 258.94. You're looking at 240, 225. You're right back down to it. You're still very well extended, but you're back down to 240, 225 for now. And the next one that is going to be what everybody becomes an expert in is Alibaba. Alibaba over here with the move, bink, up into 119.50, gap, as everything went absolutely berserk. And the chart I shared over there to SPX Nancy, she's using it. She's in the 114 puts for this week. Those are in the money now. She's up probably about 50%, close to. That 109.87 is your first pivot with the 104.80 down below that. And the bigger, broader, wider picture of everything, you're looking at that 95.80 when this all comes down. And when I mean it all comes down, I mean when it all comes down. This is where you're at, and you're trying to get bullish about this. Everybody and their mother has seen a chart pattern like this, and this is not a bullish. This is short the absolute shit out of it over here at 120. Loom out even further. You're in the shithole of shitholes over here on Baba at 115, 120 from a wider perspective point of view. For everybody who got in here down at 70 and you made a run to 110, 115, you think you're an absolute genius, and I congratulate you because you made a very good trade. However, this is a shithole, it's a shit pit, and this Alibaba, while it might be expensive, you'll be looking for your move down back below 100 very, very soon. So enjoy yourself, enjoy your Thursday, enjoy everything you want. Whatever you do, make sure you're not hurting anybody when you do it.
It was a peaceful game of golf until the White Claw kicked in, and now everybody's kicking each other's ass. This man gets back up, and he's like, what are you doing? I thought I told you to stay down. Gets right back up, looking for another factory default reset. Now we got nothing but a bunch of Carls and Darrens beating the hell out of each other, and I don't think there's much damage being done as these guys are continuing to bitch slap each other. I believe those punches are tickling more than anything. Now Darren gets back up, goes street style, and starts sucker punching everybody, trying to break up this White Claw brawl, which I'm surprised it's gone this long because it looks like all of their cardio is nothing but shit. Fellas, calm down. Your wives packed you some Lunchables in the cooler. As for the replay, no need to take a look at it. This whole thing was in slow-mo.